So now we're back from outer space. We just came in to find you have that sad look upon your face. Maybe because we're doing more Fate Extella, and no one likes that. No one likes that. Let's review the facts, the scholar said to me. If scientists have hypothesized so-called parallel worlds, other versions of Earth and its surroundings expanding indefinitely like mirrored reflection. If true, that would mean the Earth has not only one future, but many. In other words, think of it like this. The you that you are aware of exists somewhere upon this timeline. It might sound unreal. Humans aren't equipped to perceive, let alone traverse, the war between worlds. But what if I put it another way? Think of these parallel worlds as other possibilities. Imagine what might have been in your life. Think of the connections that were cut off and thrown away. Options you see now, in retrospect, that you would never have considered at the time. Picture how your life today might be different had those what-ifs come to pass. All those variant futures in everyone's lives make up the vast array of parallel worlds. Your actions, those of the you in this present moment on this particular timeline, can change the world in any number of ways. That proves such possibilities are alive, and that your world exists of the proper access. Conversely, a world where the future cannot be changed, regardless of your choices, can have no parallel worlds. Such a world is nothing but a dead end, solitary and singular, with a past as immutable as its future. This is a necessary evil, a byproduct of the way parallel worlds are structured together. After all, a world where humanity made radically different choices bear very little resemblance to the world you know. Some worlds may have crumbled by making all the worst choices. Others may have made all the right ones and rocketed ahead, perhaps too far ahead. In either case, that world can no longer be said to resemble ours, and once a world moves out of sync, it is no longer parallel. Why would those worlds become solitary, you ask? Could the people in those worlds not still make different choices? Unfortunately, no. This dimension contains a finite amount of energy, and has none to spare for creating new worlds from worlds gone so far astray. If parallel worlds continue to increase in this manner, their number would eventually exceed the capacity of this dimension. Parallel worlds must exist, but in a manageable quantity. By my own rough calculations, and judging by the civilization of Earth alone, this solar system would collapse within 100 years if the parallel worlds expanded without limits. Seeing as how we do in fact live and multiply, the solar system is clearly not oversaturated with possibilities at this time. I extrapolate that this dimension can sustain our existence for the next 100 million years. The system works fastly. At regular intervals, that dimension takes stock of the possibilities it contains and only allows certain outcomes, those that would not cause undue difficulty in managing the next generation to maintain. As for the unneeded parallel world, the system closes off their futures. Specifically, every 100 years, it calculates how many worlds will last another 100 years, and supports those worlds only. Have you heard of the law of conservation of mass? This could be called the law of conservation of events. And so, the civilizations in these numerous parallel worlds line up with one another. Think of it all as a giant tree. Only the trunk at the center can grow that's not true. No, that's not. It's not how things work. The branches may bear fruit, but eventually they reach their limits and fall without reaching the future. You understand, yes? There are no parallel worlds for a world that has evolved too fast or crumbled too quickly. Such worlds are merely dead ends, where outcomes are predetermined. And so there's a set time frame in which these branches are trimmed. Extra possibilities are removed, and future histories, once fluid, turned to stone. The mages of the old world called this time frame the foundation of humanity. Such laws apply to the moon cell as well. The moon cell is a self-updating observatory which continues to record every incident and possibility on Earth. You could say it makes the same observations on parallel worlds. It's all quite vexing. But in any case, the so-called foundation of humanity governs the moon just as it does the Earth, tracking the various spiritual worlds and determining where their futures will come to an end. We have been doing this monologue for 6 minutes, nearly 7. Once one passes that event horizon, there is no turning back, nor turning aside. Any lingering ifs become might-have-beens. It is the work of a great invisible hand. No, of God's invisible hammer. I have named this point in time the quantum time lock, the event compilation set by an absolute observer. I vaguely remember being there for that long lecture. I passed through a deep, deep darkness for so long I felt my consciousness fade. To the end of Serapha, and then I set foot into forbidden territories where even the light of the moon cell could not reach. Yeah, I get it. A nod in agreement. Look up at the wall again. It's huge. Serapha has its giant structures, but it's still rare to see anything on this scale. The bizarre architecture, if you will, gives me the impression of a prison, capable of holding tens of thousands of prisoners. I feel an urge to touch the wall. It's hard as diamond, but smooth as silk. Normally, Serapha only builds objects out of the same materials found on Earth. The touch alone tells me this stone came from somewhere else. There's no doubt this belongs to an invader, something from beyond Earth, made from pseudo-spiritrons. Just as Archimedes said, it's an external threat. I'm afraid. Anyone would be. Inside this place sits a monster who nearly destroyed both the Earth and the Moon. And now they expect me, one lone wizard, to defeat it. They only say that we're here.
あなたに来てもらったのです。あなただって負けると分かりきった戦いにサーバントを投入したくはないでしょう。
What was that?
中にいる怪物の寝息でしょう。やれやれ、まったくおぞましいことこの上ない。ですが、これで私の正しさは証明されました。私とあなただけなら敵に気づかれない。寝首をかくにはもってこいです。この亀裂から侵入しましょう。物音を立てないよう細心の注意を払ってよろしいですね。時間と空間があやふやですね。焼けた飴のようだ。ここは限りなく広いようで限りなく狭い構造なのでしょう。捕食優勢ベルバーは1万4000年前この太陽系に現れました。それがこの構造体です。優勢はかけらとなって月の裏側に刺さり、物理的にムーンセルの内部に食い込んでしまった。内部からのハッキングですね。かけらはムーンセルのネットワークに接触し、このように疑似量子の世界に自分の領域を作った。ムーンセルは侵食してきた優勢のかけらをネットワークから遮断、光の届かない未明領域とすることで侵食を食い止めた。しかしそれが限界でした。ムーンセルはムーンセルを守れたように地上までは守ることができなかった。優勢はムーンセル内のリソースを利用し、地上に自分のデータを送り、マテリアルボディを構築した。それが1万4000年前に地上を滅ぼした白い巨人、セファールと呼ばれるアンチセルです。この先にいるのはその本体。文明を破壊するためだけに生まれた怪物。いいですね。くれぐれも
Yeah, I'm getting the picture.
許さないように。セラフを守り、オノがサーバントのもとに無事に帰りたいのなら、決してためらわないことです。
I guess that the unexpected view beyond the darkness is not some alien hellscape, but an old cave. It wouldn't be out of place anywhere else in Sarafa.
惑わされないように。これは地球の風景を再現しただけのもの。優勢の本質ではありません。まあ、あなたの気持ちは理解できますよ。私も意外すぎて目を疑ったものです。地上を滅ぼした巨神がまさかこんな金銀財宝に埋もれた部屋に封じられているなんて。
Treasure, gold, the floor of the cave is buried in it. A vast, endless mountain of coins, clinking and falling as we walk. The shining hoard reflects the light that streams in from the ceiling, softly illuminating the room. Amidst all the treasure is a giant altar. I've heard rumors of a Mayan temple somewhere underground on Earth, and this cave definitely reminds me of some lost world relic. But I don't see any sign of the enemy. The altar seems like the most likely place to look.
静かに。音を立てて歩かないで。敵はもう目の前だと言ったでしょう。気をつけるのです。
The enemy is already in front of us. No, it can't be. As my eyes lift slowly upwards, I try to breathe as quietly as I can. There. A titan with white hair and dark skin is sleeping on top of the altar. I literally can't believe my eyes. It's not that I'm terrified, it doesn't even feel frightening at all. It's just I'm not used to seeing anything that huge, and my perception can't keep up. I've seen a number of strange or giant weapons before in my past. I know I've seen things much more terrible than what's in front of me now. But even so, none of it compares. The impact of seeing it slams through my head and leaves me paralyzed. In some distant, abstract way, I'm ashamed of myself. Humans can accept the existence of all kinds of other creatures, but the idea of a greater, grander human feels like a threat to our very existence. As heard as I'm shaking right now, I can barely hear Archimedes screaming at me. I'm in awe, the same awe people must have felt when they saw their gods in ancient times. Everyone has forgotten how to breathe. But I can't freeze off forever. This is it, right in front of me, the vanguard of the invisible star itself, destroyer of the earth and the moon. I come to my senses and... yeah, strike. Hesitating now will lead to death. I have no other choice but to do as Archimedes says. With a regalia on my finger, I can pour limitless power into my attack program. If I channel it all into one strike, I can produce even more firepower than a noble phantasm. This is the full authority of the regalia, all the power of the moon cell compressed into this one tiny crystal. Nothing on Serapha can compare. Not a scratch. Not a scratch? The Titan didn't even twitch. All the power of an A-rank noble phantasm, and it didn't even blemish her skin. The ground shakes. The mountain rises. Her movements are so dignified and graceful that I can still barely believe what I'm seeing. The cave's atmosphere changes. I can feel a blackness eating away at my heart. I can feel myself being crushed under terrible lies. My eyes are working, but I feel like I've just gone blind. Whatever it is, it's enormous, and I can't take it all in at once. This itself is a piece of the unreal star, the earth-ravaging Titan, the absolute threat to humanity. And it's waking up, and it knows we're here. She has to know I'm an intruder, but her words are calm and articulate. Archimedes' repeated warnings echo in my head, but I can't hurt her. There's no way. I don't feel any hostility from her, no intent to kill. The Titan, Zephyr as Archimedes calls her, doesn't seem to want to hurt us at all. In fact, it's just the opposite. I feel embarrassed that we came to kill her just because of her size, and the fact that she's a world-destroying Titan. She's trying to be considerate towards us. She's keeping her movements as slight as possible in order not to scare us, and she's waiting for us to make a move. In other words, now's the time to talk with her.
そのためのムーンセルなのだから。
レガリア、そう、ムーンセルは自閉を選んだんですね。当然の選択とはいえ芸のないこととなると、そうか、私と戦うというのか、お前は。そのた
The Titan's eyes fill with hostility. Her consideration is gone. I can see she's a true warrior, and I'm not. Now that she has identified a threat, I know she'll show no mercy.
愚かすぎます。アリが人間に挑むどころの話ではありません。アリが巨人に挑むようなものでしょうに。ああ、まったく相変わらず人間は無駄なことだけが好きなのですね。
She shows no hesitation. She turns half her body one way, but that's just misdirection. Then she reaches down with a ridiculously giant hand and grabs me with the force of an avalanche. It's impossible to dodge, even though she was moving very slowly. This isn't even a battle, she just grabs me and squeezes all the air out of my lungs, clamping me between her fingers. I feel her raising me high off the floor. I try to resist, but I can't move a single muscle. My body creaks and cracks in protest. Am I really going to be squeezed to death?
なんというあっけなさ。素晴らしい、実に素晴らしい。素晴らしいぞセファール。予想通りとはいえここまで簡単に済むとはな。痛快なことこの上ない。万が一のためにと身構えてはいたが、一撃であっさり終わって何よりだ。そしてお疲れ様。ごきげんよう、愚かな神王よ。ムーンセルも判断を誤ったな。
I can hear Archimedes' voice. What is he saying?
まだ分かっていないのか。要はあれですよ。あなたは疑うことなく私に騙され、ここにおびき出されたのです。いやー、レガリア所持者があなたのような善人で本当に運が良かった。私欲にふける人間であれば誰も信用しなかっただろうからね。最後の教訓だ。覚えておくといい。悪人は世界を壊さない。ただ乱すだけだ。では壊すとしたらそれは誰か。
Doesn't even make sense, dude.
無論言うまでもないことさ。いつだってお前のような善人が世界の根底を台無しにしてしまうのだから。さて、状況は把握できているなセファール。レガリアはまさにお前の手の中だ。サーバントでは破壊できないが、アンチセルであるお前なら破壊はたやすかろう。レガリアを破壊せよ。ムーンセルの機能をダウンさせ、ベルバーを呼び寄せる時が来た。
ベルバーを呼び寄せる。ムーンセル側のサーバントではないな。何者か。
何？そんなことに関心を持つのか。破壊だけが問いへの巨神と聞いたが、余分かつ不要な機能だな。まあいいでしょう。私はアルキメデス。ムーンセルの元システム管理者ですよ。今はあなたと同じ優勢の到来を望む者。ベルバー側のサーバントに過ぎません。この体を見ればわかるでしょう。あなたと同じく優勢に体を預けているのですから。
Archimedes is Veritas' servant? Who knew? Damn it, what the hell? I know I'm not that smart, but I wouldn't have thought he was playing me for a fool. No, now's not the time to be angry at myself. I just have to get out of here. If I die now like this, I'll never be able to show my face or save all the others again.
以上あがいても苦しみが続くだけだとわからないのですか？
わからないのですよ、人間というものは。あらゆる断りを手にしていながら希望だの奇跡だのといった感情で目を背けるのですからね。まあそれも愚者にはふさわしい結末だがね。いいぞセファール、その不純物をレガリアともども握りつぶすがいい。
そうだな。レガリア所持者を生かしておく理由はない。私はムーンセルを破壊するのだから。
It's no use. I can't escape. I can't move an inch. It's as if the entire world is pressing against me. In another few seconds, I'll be ground meat. It's hopeless. Will I die? Just as Archimedes planned? It's terrifying, obviously, but it's also infuriating. I feel like some sort of big, important chance is being taken away from me. That's it. This is wrong. It's not supposed to end here. I think back to when I first walked in and saw her. If Archimedes hadn't interfered, this whole encounter could have gone very differently. I think, that has to mean something. Oh wait, sorry, what wasn't in quote marks? I access for regalia. I search for a way to break out of this situation. I find one in a fraction of a second. A physical body cannot be transferred out of this territory, but the mind and soul can be split and transferred away. This is reckless. It's basically certain death. It might not save me, but at least I'll be out of here. It's almost a kind of suicide, but all I want to do right now is disappear anyway. I don't care. It's not like I have any other choice. Well, this isn't the first time I've been this desperate, and hopefully it won't be the last.
私の石室からログアウトしたものが2つ。一体何が？
ありえない。なんということだ。自暴自棄にも程がある。レガリアごと自分を3つに分けるだと。
自身をレガリアごと3つに。それはだな。
貴様がグズグズしていたからだ、セバール。なぜすぐに殺さなかった？あれは私たちの敵だったのに。
それは違う。私にあの人間を殺す気はなかった。確かにレガリア所持者を生かしておく理由はない。殺さない理由はできた。
Had a little bit of hostility towards you, mate.
その礼を返すまで殺しはしない。あの少年は私のものにする。私の許しなくして触れることはできないと知る。
なんだと。貴様、それでも優勢の先兵か。図体ばかりかその思考も鈍いのか。自らの存在意義を差がえるな、アンチセル。貴様は白い巨人、優勢の涙だろう。ベルバーを招くという使命は
やかましいな。使命は遂行する。私はムーンセルを征服し、地上を破壊する。その結果としてベルバーは来店する。私の役割、存在には何も違えてもない。だが、お前は不快だ、アルキメデス。次は加減はしない。二度と私の前に現れるな。
なんという無駄を。貴様も道理のわからぬバカ者か。
God, give it up, Archimedes. This is like the third time you've tried to pull this shit.
まあいいさ。なんであれ貴様は優勢に 私は私のやり方でムーンセルを落とす。貴様はこの牢獄の中でその抜け殻を守っていろ。
I'm in a huge room. It's built like a temple or an underwater cave, except it's not underwater, or a prison. Except prisons aren't filled with gold. I'm not good at similes. But why am I here? I didn't know where I am. I don't know where I am. I can do tenses. I'm very tired. I don't know where I am, or what happened to me, or even who I am at all. My back hurts. I can hardly breathe. I can't even move my body. My name, I do know your name. But even now, there's something my entire being is trying to tell me. I need to run. I need to get out. I don't need to know what's going on. I need to go now. And figure it out later. My word, she's large. I gasp as I try to understand. I don't understand. How can something be large? This is a dream. That's why my head feels so light. Anything can happen right now. But if I close my eyes, I'm sure I'll wake up right up. Running through the sea of gold coins is hard enough. That no matter how far I run, the exit doesn't get any closer. This space has been altered somehow. I'll never reach that exit, and I know it. If it was possible to leave, the Titan already would have. A giant hand swoops down towards me. I remember an old fairy tale about a boy who climbed a beanstalk into the sky, found a giant's hut, and then we recounted this entire story that everyone knows. No, I can't escape. She's got me. The giant has me right in the palm of her hand. I can still breathe, but I can't move. She's going to kill me. I know it. A long moment passes in total silence, when I dare to open one eye. I look into her eyes, and I see not a cold-blooded monster, but a being with reason and heart. On a side note, how did that story of the boy with giant end again? He escapes, doesn't he? Yes. I fall back on her hand and shake my head to show that I'm okay. The Titan lets out a sigh of relief. The question is so surprising that I jerk involuntarily. Fun Steve McDood guy. Funny Steve McDood guy, I tell her. My name, the only two words that I own for myself. I try not to look away as I say them. It does, doesn't it? It really does. His smile shows a mix of shyness and humility. I feel dizzy, and I almost fall out of her hand. A moment ago she looked like a mountain of death, but now she just looks like a woman who's large, I guess. How can she seem so beautiful now? I'd expect those red eyes to be full of menace, but instead they look more like the eyes of a benevolent giant person. Wait, hold on, am I thinking straight? Wasn't I running away in mortal terror just a minute ago? It's not like I've forgotten that, but, well, for one thing, I don't even know why she got me in the first place.
怪我は見たところないようですね。本当頭を打っていたりはしませんか？記憶領域が頭にあるのは電脳体も同じでしたよね。
Memories? Now that she reminds me, I can't remember much of anything, not even why I'm here. What is this cave? What am I doing here? A bigger question, who am I? I have no idea, none at all. My memories are completely blank.
混乱してしまっているようですね。無理もありません。私が何かも覚えていない。自分が何者かさえもあなたにはわからない。違いますか？
Well, she's right about all of that. All I know is that I'm here with the name Fun Steve McDood guy in a digital body, staring up at a giant woman. Wait, digital body? Right, because this is Serapha on the moon. I'm a wizard. That's why I have this body. Or at least why I should. I fought in the Holy Grail War as a Sturtron hacker. I was one of the masters who strived for the moon cell. I made a contract with a servant who fought for me. Okay, if I can remember that much, what else can I remember? Who was my servant? That, to my dismay, I can't remember at all. I remember we fought all kinds of battles together, and...
そんなに動き回らないで。あなたは先。
Moving freely now, I jump straight down. There's something I need to do. I don't remember why, but I know I have a duty, and the drive to do it is burning in my chest. Protect Sheriff! Far, the words ring through my head like a bell.
本当懲りない人。そんな小さな体でまたそんな無茶をするのですね。ですが無駄です。わかりませんか？人間では私からは逃れられないと。私がほんの少し乱暴になればあなたは簡単に捕まってしまう。なのになぜ逃げるのです？
I can't properly answer that. Even if I opened my mouth right now, all I'd be able to tell her is the truth, or as little as I understand of it. I have to escape. Even if I don't know where I am or what's going on, I feel in my gut that I can't obey her. I have to go against her. That's right, it's like that purpose has been burned into my heart.
そうなのですね。そんなことが起こり得る。話しかけてきたのはあなたの方だったのに。
What is she talking about? I know this much. With her, any mistake I make could be my last. She's obviously more dangerous than any other servant, but is there more to her than that? What am I not seeing? What have I forgotten? I know I've forgotten something, right? So what I need to do now is stay calm. I have to keep my head down, my eyes and ears open, to gather all the information I can and figure out what's happening. I bow my head and close my mouth tight as I look for Titan over. Despite her overwhelming size, she's a very feminine, almost delicate appearance. If I start talking, how do you get that from... No correlation! So the first thing I say to her is...
本当にそう思いますか？そうだな。それは違う。私は味方ではない。残念とは思うはずもあるまいが、私はアルテラ。間違いなくあなたの、いえ、あなたたちの敵でしょう。私の目的は セラフの侵略、月の聖杯たるムーンセルの完全なる支配、そして同時に星の全文明の破壊と吸収。地球の時間基準で言えばおよそ14000年ごとの周期で訪れる侵略者、空生命にとっての敵であり文明にとっての破壊者、それが私です。いつか誰かがセファールと呼んだ白い巨人。
What she said sounds unbelievable, but I know it's the truth. Not because she triggered some of her memory of mine, but because her voice and her expression convinced me beyond any doubt. A monster with the power and the bearing of a goddess. And she's declared war on humanity. She said so herself.
勇敢ですね。そんなに怯えているのに私に飲まれまいと奮い立って、さすがはムーンセルに選ばれた人間というところでしょうか。ですがそんなもの抵抗にすら見えません。あなたに自由はないのです。この通り私のマスターなのですから。言ったでしょ。あなたはもう虜になってしまったのです。サーバントとマスターのことは分かりますね。契約を結んだ魔術師と英霊。私は英霊とはいささか異なるものですが、工事の電脳体として契約はできます。あなたは私の虜、つまり私のマスターになった。
Master? That doesn't sound right. Masters are supposed to give orders to their servants, not the other way around. This is all wrong.
ああ、そうですね。確かにあなたの言う通り、ムーンセルの仕組みを利用したものですから、多少私たちの関係とは違いますね。あべこべです。ともかくあなたはマスターです。私とつながり、私からは逃れられない存在。ちょうどそう、私には必要だったのです。石室から出られないこの身に代わってセラフを巡るものが。
Can't leave, she says. I can relate to that, but wait, she wants me to roam Serapha without her?
ええ、言った通りです。あなたに嘘を述べはしません。私の虜なのですから偽る理由がないでしょ。それでどうでしょう。私のお願い聞いてくださいますか。
A wish, is it? I wonder if I have a choice. Can I say no?
断れるのですか、この状況で。そうですね、断っても構いません。その時は私に逆らったということですから。
A shiver runs up my spine. She's still calm and civil, but she's also well beyond deadly. I'd better not betray her right now.
ああ、これは警告の類を示すものです。敵影を自動察知。誰かがこの未明領域へ向かってきているようです。敵はおそらくムーンセルに召喚されたトップサーバント。世界を維持するために私を殺そうとする敵です。先ほどの質問は意味がなくなりました。私の代わりに外へ赴き、トップサーバントと戦ってくれるのなら一時的に檻から出してあげられます。どうされますか。ありがとうございます。そう言ってくれると思っていました。
Agreeing with her seems to be the best strategy for now. Might be the only way out of this cavern, so I nod along. Escape is still my #1 priority, but I'll have to make it a long-term goal.
よかった。ではお願いしますね。マスター、いってらっしゃいませ。あなたならきっと大丈夫だと思いますが、相手はトップサーバントとして選出された強力な英霊です。くれぐれもお気をつけてくださいね。
Huh, no one's here. I wasn't sure he could ever escape. I didn't even think it would be this easy. But what was she thinking when she let me leave? Does she really need me to go fight for her? Did she think I'd just obey her without anything more than words to seal the deal? Well, I'll have plenty of time to think about that once I get out of here. I need to find someplace quiet and sort out what's been happening.
逃げられたとでも思ったか。残念だったな。お前は虜だ。石室の中でも外でも。
Well, Terra's in front of me. She's the size of a normal human now, but it's still definitely her. Same insert pervy remarks here. She said she couldn't go outside. I don't think she was lying, but then the woman in front of me is... Honestly, I have no idea. There she is, looking just like the big old Terra I left behind. I failed to escape. Not that much.
驚いているようで冷静だな、お前は。マスターとしての経験か。肝は据わっている。戦士として好ましい。まあいい。本体は石室からは出ない。この私は本体が見る夢のようなものだ。難しく考えるな。昼と夜の顔と思えばいい。私はお前のサーバントだ。マスターに英霊のようなものとでも捉えるがいい。
I don't quite get it, but I'll take her at her word. I'll call her our Terra too then.
好きに呼べばいい。私もお前を好きに呼ぶ。
I don't know it works exactly, but the Titan in the cavern must be the main body. They look the same, except for the scale, that if I had to pick one that's the most beautiful, I'd have to go with the shorter one.
分かりきったことを口にするな。小さいものが可愛いのは当たり前だろう。
So if the two of them are the same person... Okay, let's make this easier. I'll call this one in front of me Hero Altera and the one in the cave Titan Altera. As though she thinks about that.
余分な付け足しだが、それでも構わない。名付けによる利便性は認めよう。さあ、行くぞ。速やかに外敵を排除する。お前の持っているものはよこせ。
Give her what? I can't think of anything right now. All I have is my life and this digital body.
いや、持っているだろう。指輪を。そうすることで、お前は真に私の虜となる。拒否は許さない。早くしろ。無駄な時間を費やすな。
She can't threaten me into giving her what I don't have. But as soon as I try to tell her that, I remember. I have my life, my body, and this ring on my left hand. Is that some sort of mystic code? No. No, it's not. It looks like one. It's far more powerful. Should I hand it over to someone like her? I'd love to take more time and think it over, but I really don't have the time right now.
それはお前が私にはめなければ意味がない。さあ、やれ。迷うな。
It's a strange feeling. Imagine this is how a knight might feel when stripped of his sword and rank. Actually, it's almost like I'm taking her in holy matrimony.
お前は正しい選択をした。これこそセラフを滑る指輪、ムーンセルの代行権限を凝集させたレガリアだ。この譲渡行為によって私とお前の結びつきは完成されたと言える。霊樹の
The ring to rule Seraph. The moon sells royal authority. Did that just hand me an enemy something unthinkable? And on top of that, for command seals. What I just did can't ever be taken back.
今さら慌てるな。断っていればお前は私に殺されていただろう。お前は誤っていない。自分の命の保護を最優先にする。それだが取り返しのつかないという認識は正しい。これでお前は永遠に私の虜だ。さあ、敵を排除しに行くぞ。お前はそこにいろ。アンズリム、戦いが終われば出してやるし、いくらかの自由は利く。コードキャストぐらいを使えよう。もっともお前が私に力を貸す気になればの話だ。ああ、この夢はいつ覚めるのか。
Ooh, I like playing as you.
先にあれを始末する。
Where are the aggressors? There you are. How fitting for an arc that we're starting in 5 months. Pride month. She attacks with rainbows. That's odd. I don't think our Mooncrux mode is actually filling up at all.
がいい。
Hey, Alexander.
我が軍を奇襲だと愚かな。
Oh wait, no, our moon crux is filling up. Just very slowly.
あらゆる命。あらゆる命。まだだ。その文明を破壊する。
Might as well charge up my moon crux a bit by taking out that last sector. Handily, Alexander is there anyway. Top servants are capable of controlling enemy programs, probably because the moon cell allows them to. There are more of them here than I'd expect. Enemy programs, attack programs to put it more precisely. Coded by the moon cell, they attack enemy targets automatically. A normal wizard would have trouble controlling even one, but here there's an army of them. And here Extella destroys one after another with her calm, cold precision. She's like a fighting machine, reaping through her enemies without hesitation or remorse. Knowing she aims to destroy the world, I wasn't planning on helping her with my code casts, but I guess that's a moot point since she clearly doesn't need them.
壊してくれたものよ。構成プログラムといったか、魂も意志もない連中ではあるが、これでなかなか可愛いところもあってな。この征服王のため自らが砕け散ることも厭わずに突撃してみせる。一流の兵士や勇者の働きまではさすがに届かんが、にしてもお前いくらなんでも壊しすぎだろう。もう少しこう情緒というものは持てんのか。
征服王、マケドニアの一環だか。
ようこそが征服王。他にこの二つ名を持つ者はおるまいよ。競争なるペルシャの強者どもよりイスカンダルと呼ばれし男も世の他にはおるまい。それでそういうお前さんは何者だ。
アルテラ。
さて機関なだな。これほどの力量であれば思い当たる剣士も2、3出てこようものだが、とんと心当たりがない。貴様、もしや正体隠しの特技でも持っているか。
He's so relaxed, even as he chats with us on the battlefield. We haven't yet experienced the depth of his manner or the power of his noble phantasm. It's already clear he's a great hero. This is the top servant who is meant to save Sarafa. A great hero is summoned to defeat that terror.
神明が何であれ世の知ったことではない。当然知っているが、世はセラフの異常を修正するために召喚された。見る限りお前さんは巨神というには小柄だな。大層な宝具を有してはいるが、さっきはああ言ったが悪いことは言わん。世の道
断ると言え。
そりゃ押し通るほかあるまい。回り道はしない主義だ。
ならばそうしろ、征服王。
やれやれ、久方ぶりの限界だ。少しは世の話に付き合おうとは思わんものか。貴様のやってるそれはな、蹂躙でもなし、さりとて制覇でもない。そんなものは、いや、どうにも込み入った事情がありそうだ。子供の感触であれば少年から叩き直そうとも思ったが、これは世の手に負えんと見た。貴様のあり方をとやかく言う資格もなければ義務もない。となればあとはこれしかあるまい。話してわからん相手ならば矛を交える。アルテラとやら、いざ尋常に勝負。その勇しも得るのはどちらかな。
お前と話す気はない。ここで破壊する。倒すべきは何か。マルス接続する。発射まで2秒。
There we go. Oh, she just has a normal one. It's disappointing. She doesn't even have a special magical girl form like Nero and Tamamo do. Gosh. No, I meant to read Reese. Sorry, I completely forgot. Even if he has his own agenda, he admitted his loss right away. King of Conquerors, Iskander. I don't think we've ever met, but I know his name. He was one of the greatest kings in the world. He commanded many ferocious warriors and heroes. I see him standing there with his fearless grin, and I want to bang him. Bang him to death. But what would that mean for Altera herself? She's the polar opposite of King of Conquerors, a gold, calculating destroyer. You've defeated the protector of this world. Will you ever be anything but my enemy? A predatory planet. After winning the battle, we're welcomed back home with empty silence. To convert for Altera to gather new recruits in this room. Specifically, could she maybe call the King of Conquerors in here? I want to bang him. Bang him to death. That makes sense. If this is the Endless Stars territory, it would be hard for even a top servant to keep materializing here. After all, this place belongs to the world's greatest enemy. So Altera has no friends in battle. Prisoner. Prisoner or not, I am her master. I can channel mana and use command seals, even if it's not exactly the same in her case. The principles are still similar? So maybe. Maybe there's something I can do for the world. Not necessarily something heroic per se, but... Why not just use your command seals and order her to commit suicide? I know you can do that. I know that's a function command seals have.
おかえりなさい、私のマスター。無事に戻ってくれましたね。ごめんなさい。たくさん魔力を使わせてしまって。戦う時はいつも全力ですから、あなたには時にきつい思いをさせてしまうかもしれません。でも、どうかご安心を。魔力すべてを吸い尽くしてしまったりはしません。外の私は少し怖かったかもしれないけれど、優しくしますから、そういうふうに気をつけますね。
Your choice of words make it sound like they're two different people. Everything about Hirota, especially in battle, is the opposite of her. Her expressions, her body language, even her tone of voice. But they both have the same divine look to them, even in those same red eyes. Her gentle manner stirs something inside me, some small hesitant feeling, even though I know she's an enemy monster. Maybe she and I should talk more. But the bits and pieces of my memory are warning me, saying I should fight, be suspicious of her, be afraid of her, fulfill my duty. If I really have become her master, I should try to control and subdue her any way I can. Yeah. With this seal I command you, Alter of a Titan, release Fun Steve McDood guy and obey my words. Reject the under the star, obey the master to whom you have bound yourself. I've lost a good amount of mana in battle, but I should still have plenty, enough to use this command seal against her, at least. It's working! It looks like it's working. Just as I thought. Since we have a master and servant relationship, the command seal does work, and it's my only chance.
ひどいですマスター。乱暴に私にこんないたずらをするだなんて。マスター、あなたはとても悪い人。
As the shock runs through my entire body, it feels like being dropped from a building or being hit by a truck. It jolts me to the core. My body creaks, my thoughts scatter. No good, it's no good. No matter how much damage I do with a command seal, it's not enough to bring her to heel. She grabs me, then it's my turn to feel pain. She's squeezing harder this time. Now too late, I understand she was going easy before. So what now? What's the penalty for resisting her? Is she just going to crush me?
ほら、痛いでしょ。ごめんなさい。でも、いけないことだとお分かりになりましたね。あなたの嫌がることはしたくありません。怪我もさせたくないのです。ですから、あなたもどうかお気をつけて。私はどうしようもなく破壊の対応なのだから。分かってくださいました。よかった。ああ、これ少しだけ回復効果があるのです。じっとして念のために言っておきますね。もうあなたには必要ないかもしれませんが、すれ違いは悲しいですから。私のマスター、私の虜、 あなたにはこれからも今日のように外で戦ってもらいます。もちろんもう一人の私と一緒です。決して逆らわないでください。逆らったらあなたの電脳体を。私は通常の英霊とはあり方が異なる。仮にマスターを失っても。
It looks like I should forget everything I know about how masters and servants work together. I'm the one who will have to obey her. Controlling her with command steals is out of the question.
自分の命の保護を最優先にする。それが人間でしょ。その本能に従ってください。何も恥じることではないはずですよね。私を恐れようと嫌おうと、一向に構いません。ですがあなたはもう私のマスターです。それをお忘れな。
Looks like I'm utterly trapped in here. I can't go on like this. This rate I'll end up helping the Under the Star, whether I want to or not. I'm out of ideas for now. I could just get out of this cage. I have to do something as soon as possible. She's watching. She's definitely watching. It's like her eyes are boring a hole in me. Does Titan Altera even sleep at all? I mean, she does, because I saw her sleeping earlier. If not, is she just going to keep staring at me? Titan Altera doesn't seem violent, apart from all of those violence things she did. And she seems willing to talk. But if she keeps me here long enough, she might eventually talk me into helping her destroy the world. Because that's a thing you can talk someone into, apparently.